Who hears God speak? It's frustrating. I'm trying to listen to God. I got my own flesh pulling me here with my own desires. My family, my friends, all these things are distracting me from the truth, and it can be difficult not to give in to their ways. But, if you can go through it, you'll come out like gold, if you can go through the fire. Most people don't want to go through the fire, they want to win the lottery and go to Las Vegas and the Florida Keys and do their own selfish things. But God said, if you wait till I exalt you, I'll give you the desires of your heart. It doesn't matter how old you are, God will add time for you to get to know Him. But it's difficult to wait because everybody is in a hurry. Technology, it's fast, it's in a hurry. People are angry, and they are frustrated. They have time, they're on their cell phone, they want to text message you, and you are in the same house. You're going to text message her, and she's in the next room. Do you understand? Everybody is in a hurry. I don't know where they're going, but when they get there, oh, they're going to be sorry. They run faster and faster, to get there, their career, their money. And they're going to figure out that it was a journey, it was not the destination God was handing over to you. You're in a hurry to get there, to come up, to be this and that, and when you get there, you're going to feel discouraged, more than you did before you even started to get there. It's a journey, not the destination God planned for you. Because the destination is steadily evolving. We are always growing in wisdom and knowledge, and understanding. It's always evolving. We can never obtain it because it's steadily, constantly evolving. The humbler you are, the more you can be fulfilled with the truth. But when you think you've got it, and you're on your way, then you're going to get a lesson because nobody can ever talk to you. You can't stop. You're in a hurry. A homeless man was pushing a shopping cart. He is a brilliant man, but you walked away. Don't look at the outside appearance. I've seen people in action. He was pushing a shopping cart, and people were talking to each other, except to him. He was the last person I spoke to, and he said, "Why didn't you talk to me first? Don't you ever pass by a homeless man pushing a shopping cart and don't acknowledge him?" I said, "Okay, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. Next time, I'll talk to that person pushing that shopping cart, and I'll ask him, 'How's your day? How are you doing?'" We all need to talk to the homeless people because the Bible says, "Be careful how you entertain strangers." Most people who came off the street and got their career together won't even let you know what they have been through. They try and act brand new. It's their testimony, and they should share it with others. Once you go through what you go through, it's for you to inspire somebody else. It's for you to pull the weak ones up. You don't go through this because of our own selfish reasons. You go through this to give them a testimony of how far God has brought you. It's never about you or what you thought about yourself. Why am I going through this? God said, who are you going to inspire? Who are you going to tell about the glory, the grace of God if you don't go through it? Get out of yourself. Once I step back, I'll be saying a deep thanks to God because I don't play with Him. I don't ask Him for a lot. I just say, give me my portion for the day. I don't want a lot of things, just give me enough that I can deal with. God said, I'll fulfill your bond, greater than you can ask. I know what you desire, I know what you need. But Lord, give me my portion where I can be grateful, where I can be thankful. I'm sorry to say that most people are unthankful, they're unholy, they're ungrateful. They got a job, they don't want the job, they get 40 hours. They can't work on Saturdays, they can't work on Sundays. Now, you've got 3 days, and you're always complaining and griping and murmuring. Stop it. God said, be grateful for the little things and wait, and I'll put you there. But He said He is going to put me in a place where they appreciate me. I don't hate going to work. But I got to watch my back. They're backstabbing. I'm making money, but I don't want to go to work because I have to watch my back. There are a lot of haters. God, please put me somewhere where I love going to work. Where I can get up, and they appreciate my work, and I blend in. God says, I'm going to put you there, but if you want to get it, go ahead and get it. What do you think about the haters? That's the part of the balance in life. They hate, they don't know why they hate. Ask them why they hate sometimes. They don't know they're hating. It's a standard thing in the world. They get angry. They hate, and they don't even know why, because nobody taught them. Nobody took the time to let them know why they do these things they're doing. That's the whole purpose of life. Let them know what they are doing wrong if you see it. I didn't always know when I was doing wrong. I didn't know I said something hurtful. What about when they forgave me, but I didn't forgive him? We both made a promise to forgive, but we didn't fulfill it. Then they go off on me. Why do I have to go off on him? Because he didn't fulfill his commitment? That's wrong. You have to teach them. They don't know. The only God they know is through you, through your experience. Nobody is being bold and talking about God. All these things are what the world is today. We're getting into a time where God is not popular anymore, and many talk about him and say, I don't believe in Jesus, I don't believe in God. I believe in this. I don't care what you believe in. Always let your spirit and your actions speak for you. There was a time when I was just a hearer, and not a doer. It has to balance out. You have to be able to go through the fire to be a doer. You have to be a hearer first, and then you will become a doer. Don't let people throw you off your destination that God gives you. You can't beat anything. It's between you and your relationship with God. They can't understand you all the time because you're trying to figure out your own way. I'm constantly trying to figure out my way to make sure I can stand in the fire with God. I can't be proving myself to people all the time. I don't need them to figure me out. All I have to do is just be patient and do what is within my ability and my boundary. I don't need to outstep my boundary. I don't have to prove anything to anyone. You didn't feel me? No, how are you going to feel me? I can't put that expectation on you. I don't always feel myself or understand myself. So, that's wrong. Be humble and acknowledge God in all his ways. When I do wrong, or I say something wrong to offend you, I say, forgive me. I have to say it right away and get it over with. If I offend somebody at work, and if they persecute me, God is trying to strengthen me to show them who I serve. I say, I believe and walk with Jesus. I can't help but try to teach all of you, because all of you don't know. All of you don't know why you're doing this or that to me. God says, let your light shine among men. They might learn to glorify God in heaven, for heaven is real and so is hell. I shared a testimony on a guy who experienced hell, and nobody viewed it except my son, who said it was very compelling. Meaning, very exciting and interesting, and making you want to watch or listen, because it convinces you that it is true. I will keep trying just as I did at work. The goal was to reach people, as it is very important to me. I experience ignorance by people all the time, but I ask for it. A guy on the street, a homeless man, wanted to be a preacher when he was a child, but didn't know the price he had to pay. He would have to go through much wisdom, much grief, much sorrow. There is no other way. But if you could just go through the fire, you'll be like gold. What is the first thing they do with your gold when you go to the pawn shop? How do they determine if it's gold-plated or real gold? What do they do? What kind of test do they take your gold through when you take your jewelry to the pawn shop? How do they determine if it's real or fake? They put it through the acid test. They put the fire upon it. That's how we know if we're real or fake. We have to be able to go through the fire. You see how the homeless people flee? They want $1, they want a quarter. That man could have gotten everything that he needed if he had just been patient. This homeless man is our example of how many are not patient and lose what God can do with their lives and their family. All people are a blessing to us. A true blessing. I don't have anything to hide. My burdens are heavy, but when I'm weak, He's strong through me. He speaks to me. The weaker I get, the more frustrated I get with my life. I did this, I did that, then the more He speaks to me. The more He takes control of me. That's just where He wants you at. Get frustrated, that's when He is going to speak to you. But He has to get you to that point where you have nowhere else to go but to Him. God said, "Those that love me, I correct them, I chastise them." You can't know wisdom and knowledge unless you're a fool, but we don't want to be foolish. That's the only way you are going to get it. You have to be a fool first. How are you going to know a fool when you see a fool? How are you going to know foolishness if you haven't been foolish? Foolishness often accompanies wisdom, and it can be painful. Because we think we all know this and that. We all possess a range of abilities, we can raise children and care for the elderly, but we are limited. If I understand that I'm limited, then that's when God takes control and gives me the wisdom I desire. Humility, always be humble. If you don't understand your purpose, ask God. But ask Him in sincerity. God, what is my purpose? Have you ever asked that question? God, why am I here? God, what am I meant to do? But sometimes He can't tell us all at once because it might be too much. It takes time, I can't say how much time because everyone is different. Remember the homeless man? He gave up, or I should say he wasn't patient enough to receive all God wanted to give and do for him. If you ignore this message again, yes, it will hurt me as usual. This is much grief, much sorrow, and much wisdom that most preachers or people spreading gospel go through. Thank you.